So my wife's car got a flat and I had to call Discount Tire to get a tire, of course. I plugged my wife's car and I drove it up there. But before I went and drove up there, I called the sales guy. And he immediately had one of the best attitudes ever. And I'm going to tell you, my wife woke me up around 7 a.m. So I was kind of still sleepy, but I had a really shitty attitude. And I call up there and I tell him it's, 18, 22, whatever the size of the tire is. And the guy tells me, yeah, no problem, sir. When you get here, I'll have it ready for you, blah, blah, blah. So I show up and right next to his desk, he has the tire. And I'm going to tell you what he did to me. Everything I asked him on the phone, he had an answer. He had the size of the tire. He told me the price. And that was one of the most important things, when he was very transparent about the price of the tire. And third of all, his attitude. I noticed those three things. And when I got there, I said to him this. I said, hey man, do you ever wake up with a shitty attitude that you're coming to work? And he started laughing. He goes, why? He goes, you had good customer service. I'm going to tell you, I called Discount Tire first. Then I called Ham's Tires. Ham's had the tire cheaper for 20 bucks. But Ham's gave me an attitude. Ham's had to call this guy who answered the phone at Ham's Tires, had to ask 2 or 3 other people just for the price of the tire, which was $20 cheaper than Discount Tire. Regardless, the guy from Ham's wasn't knowledgeable, didn't have the information that I needed, so that's why I bought it from Discount Tire for 20 bucks more. When you're answering the sales call for junk removal, I've never done a video about how to answer the phone in junk removal. This is the video. Immediately, when you say hello, when you say hi, be sure and clearly say the name of your company. I don't say Junk Guys, I say Junk Removal Service. I get to the point. I tell the customer who they call, Junk Removal Service, how may I help you? And I always have a great attitude about it. My job is to get this person service and get them off the phone. Service and get them off the phone. Most of my customers already know that a hot tub's going to be a certain price, or that a refrigerator is going to be a certain price, or that a water heater, a washer and dryer, they're just confirming the price. I'm very transparent with my pricing. I'm very honest with how the job's going to get done and at what time I'm going to show up. Rarely do I give a customer a time that I will be there. I tell them I'll be there after 12. I'll be there before 12. I'll be there after 3. But I never say I'll be between 3 and 4. Never do that, because something always comes up. And it's always another job. It's always something else. It's always a flat tire. It's always an employee doing something. It's always something. I'm going to tell you something, guys. Get the person off the phone. There's only 2 things they care about: what the price is and when can you remove it. And that's it. And I'm really good at doing that. As soon as you get better at understanding how to make the sales call on your phone, it's gonna be easier business for you. I have a lot of friends that are in junk removal, and when I hear them on the phone, they usually say the name of the company. I don't even understand them, and I'm right next to them. As you know, I have a lot of people that ride along with me. And when their phones ring, I see how they answer the phone. And I'm like, dude, most of the time they don't even know what they're talking about. And I'm telling you, be assured of what you're saying, and when you're saying it, what you're talking about. It is so important that you've already been through this. Saying things like, oh, well, let me, what is that about? See, when a person calls me about a hot tub, they're like, this is what they say to me. Yeah, I was wondering if you could remove my hot tub in the backyard. And I say, it's $300, it's a flat rate. I interrupt the customer and get straight to the point. I always tell them what's going on. It's $300, it's a flat rate before they even finish. Why? Because I want them to know that my price is firm and will not change. People that don't give their prices on the phone or tell another person or even show it, rest assured, aren't sure of what they're doing, because their pricing might vary for any weird particular reason. I'm going to tell you guys, a lot of people are going to disagree with it. Don't ever tell person what a refrigerator costs. Don't ever tell the customer what a hot tub or what a water heater or a shed costs or whatever. And I don't look at it like that. I'm honest with my customer. I tell them what they need. I give them the 2 answers: what the price is and next day service. That's all they care about. They don't care if you show up in a beat up truck or a 1-800 junk truck. As long as their trash or their junk is removed on time and for the right price. Don't have this misconception that you got to show up with a tie and a suit to the customer to remove a dang fridge in a brand new Ram 1500 shiny with gloves that match your whole outfit. They don't care, man. I'm gonna tell you, they don't care. As a matter of fact, the more that you show up all fancy and all dressed up and all marketed and stuff, they're probably gonna think you're gonna change the price on. That is something we don't do. We show up, we get the job done, and we get the heck out of there. Why? Because we're moving on to the next job. We're moving on to the next job so we can give that customer the same service. Sales calls can be tricky. I was trained by my father. My father was a salesman all his life. He knew how to sell. And me, I just saw my dad. I would look up to him and see how he did things. So when I first was selling things, it came natural. It was easy for me. I know a lot of people have to learn how to sell. I don't know what that is. I am a born salesman. That's my advantage over a lot of people that have to learn how to sell, or are introverts, or are shy, or can, get nervous when they answer the call, or are surprised to answer the call. A lot of information doesn't have to be given to the customer. Give them a price and tell them when it's going to be removed. This stuff like, well, ma'am, I'm going to have to warm up my truck, and then blah, 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 and then get my employees, and then do you have stairs, and do you have downstairs, do you have a listen, I'm not all about it. I get straight to the point. Price, and when I get what time I'm going to be. That's the most important things when you're on the sales call. So don't forget those two things. It's so important that you follow those two steps and how to make and answer a customer. Because I'm going to tell you, a lot of people in junk removal are missing out on this part. They know how to do the work. They know how to post their material on social media site, but they just don't know how to answer the phone, or don't even know how to answer and communicate with the customer. And that's one of the most important things in running a junk removal service for an owner, is knowing how to make that call and answer that call and communicate with. All right, guys, so I'm gonna leave it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and check out my TikTok and my Facebook. I'll talk to you later.